Hello, good morning. If I seem a little bit zombified today, it's because I am. I is zombie-lex. Yes. Didn't get much sleep last night. I know I was definitely awake up until about 2, even though I really tried to get to sleep. I put on sleep patches, I turned everything off, I was just lying there. And then I think I got a couple of hours and then I woke up again about 4. I remember being awake for a little bit, got back to sleep, woke up again about 6, and then I maybe dozed for about half an hour, had a weird dream, a really weird dream that was a bit horrible, as in like gory. And I know there's been a couple of things that cause it to be gory. I saw a gory film the other night. Weapons, really good. Loved it. And then also just, other things that have happened. Sorry, nose ring. Why are you yowling, cat? I know you're missing Mummy. She's back at 5:30 today. It'll be fine. Well, come here then. You can have a cuddle. Huh? Oh. You're so needy. Come here. I'm not coming to you. So Mum's back today. So tidy the kitchen. Mark's still got to sweep the front and he's broken the bloody broom. He's done part of it and then the broom broke. Anyways. Yeah, so really disturbed night's sleep, and you're possibly wondering where I've been this weekend, and that's a bit of a longish story that needs to be told after I've had this coffee and after I've shown you what's going out today. So, in a second, what's going out? Okay, so since, what's that, the 8th? Is that Friday? I think that's Friday. 14 orders over on the old eBays, so decent. That'll do, you know. First up, well, I bought this off Whatnot and then I sold it on eBay. I did initially buy it for myself and then I was like, I know I'm never going to wear it. So anyway, it's a really cool Brutalist shard ring, and that's all for $12.99. From a job lot of jewellery that I bought the other day, this beautiful rose quartz and mother of pearl necklace, that went for $24.99. A sterling silver heart and ring necklace, £9.20. A Ted Baker lantern, lovely shaped beads on these, lantern bead necklace, $14.99 on that one. Hello. Another, some nice repeat buyers on here, so thank you very much. This lovely blue and purple glass, quite long beaded necklace. I say quite long, 125 centimetres long. Yep, you could pull a horse with that. Vain. A flat curb chain collar gold tone necklace, $11.99 on that one. A Seconda watch. It's still moving, that's good. $19.99 on that. A really pretty marquisite flower and faux pearl necklace, $10.99. Going out to Helen. Hello, Helen. I'm sure you sent me a message and then I think at some point I deleted it, so I'm so sorry if that is the case. But Helen's got the awesome and complete, which is quite rare for these ones, Joan Rivers necklace, and you can like open up the egg thing there and change like the balls inside, so that's pretty cool. That went for £29.74. For $5.99, this vintage yellow thermoset plastic brooch, and look, there's even got like a little thingy on the back, so it's on the original card, and it says to Auntie Gwyneth, I think, from Paul, 1962. So we can definitely date that. That's pretty cool, isn't it? To Sarah, hello Sarah. We have got the lovely Estella Bartlett Beaten Star little necklace, and this one by Boom. And this has got like, it's a blue stone, but it reminds me a bit of lava rock maybe. So that's quite cool. Job lot of the cool, awesome, chunky plastic earrings. £18.69 for that. And then Karen has used the 3 for 2, and also I sent or received an offer, I can't quite remember, but the 3 for 2. So what's that, £23 for this butterfly bolo. So bolo is like, you know, the slider type one. Butterfly bolo necklace. This one with this Millefiori glass stations, and then this one with little heart-shaped stations. And then she's also bought this Napier floral panel bracelet for £12, which I think is so gorgeous. Isn't that lovely? It's in like epic condition as well. Really, really nice. So love that. So good sales on eBay. And then on Etsy, a cracking weekend. 6 sales. Which you go like, oh, 6 sales on Etsy, like, you know, bigger than 14 sales on eBay. Oh, because that is where, Etsy is where I put my, I love these things. It's the thing, it's where I put like the antique stuff and the things that I probably want to keep actually. Like there's 2 things going out today that I'm like, oh, I want that one now. And the things that I buy from France and stuff. So, and the nice collectible ones. So the first sale, they have bought, okay, let's get them in. The very collectible Charles Horner little sterling silver cameo brooch. A sterling silver butterfly brooch. This one I bought in, it says LP. Was it Lyon or Paris though? I can remember picking it up. I think it might have been Lyon. No, was it at the Pouce de Saint-Ouen? This gorgeous, stunning garnet cluster necklace, and this vintage 935 silver little seed pearl, and was it no, it was glass paste, but it looks like a massive old amethyst. Lovely little brooch, and that was round about the £100, £101, something like that for all of those. The Charles Horner is like that's a collectible silver maker, that one. Next up for £15, is it? Something like that. Yep. These cute little, I say little, they're still quite spiral sterling silver earrings. They've got a nice dangle, and then they, you know, like those things in the garden that like spin round, like an optical illusion. It's a bit like that. That's fab. Next up for £22, this Victorian aesthetic brooch. There you go, aesthetic movement, lovely flowers in there, lovely scroll detail. It's got like the little nodules around the outside. Martine has bought, oh well, how much did she spend? £37 about on 3 things. So a lovely pair of pearly earrings, like Tahitian pearl earrings, and then this cute little heart with flowers in it necklace, and then this one with like a little kissing couple under a tree and a lamppost. And I thought like, oh, they'd be nice for a wedding, those. And then she actually messaged me going like, oh, they're for a wedding. It's like, right, we'll get them out to you ASAP. She was like, I don't suppose you could do next day. I'm like, I will do my best. So yes, and I'll put them, clean them up and put them in like a little pouch as well. Next up for £17 is these absolutely lovely amber and floral sterling silver earrings. Super pretty, those. And then these are going over to Germany, so I have to remember not to put lots of like sellotape on the outside and put it in a box, which I would do anyway. yeah, it's going to need a chunker of a box. Right, these are some of the items that I'm like, oh, I'm kind of sad to see these go, but go they must, because, you know, they've got to fund further French adventures and things. So first off, this antique vulcanite. So vulcanite is a type of, I think it's like an old plasticky rubber type thing. And they also used to make bottle stoppers out of it, because I do watch some, oh, what they call it. I can't see, my brain isn't working today. When you look in rivers and stuff and you find little things. You know what I mean. Yeah, anyway, and people find like little vulcanite bottle stoppers like all the time, and I'm like, oh, that's so cute. So one of those, how much do they spend in total? About £245, so it's a good sale. These garnet earrings, these flat cut garnets, which are just like beautiful. I did consider keeping them because I'm like, oh, they are wonderfully gothic and like Victorian, aren't they? Like, just lovely. But soon it's kind of a bit of a law that, like, LORE, that when you start thinking of something, when you start noticing like, oh, it's weird that that thing hasn't sold, that gorgeous beautiful thing that hasn't sold, and then boom, it goes and sells. And I was thinking about this one the other day, because I bought this one in Lyon, in Marilyn's. I remember seeing it and going, oh, and it's heavy as well. This gorgeous Art Nouveau French hallmark, sterling silver, roses panel bracelet. Stunning. Yeah, that one, put LP on it because it was my Lyon and Paris trip, but that is from Marilyn's shop. Yep. Got the crab marks on them. And then over on Vinted, hello, I haven't replied to your message yet. That's because brain. And also for anyone that has emailed me over the weekend and message and stuff, I'm sorry I couldn't reply. I was brain and emotionally and physically in a different place. But I will get back to you today. Hopefully I would have already gotten back to you by the time you're watching this. But yes, over on Vinted, we've got this lovely little sterling silver and pearl. Oh, that looks quite nice in my hand there, actually, doesn't it? Obviously, I can't keep it. And that went for a tenner. So I'm going to package these things up, do my post, make sure that Martine like has 24-hour postage on hers and everything. And I'll get back to you and I will explain the massive thing that's happened over the weekend. In the living room, what are we doing here? Yes. Okay, so time for me to explain where I've been this weekend. Sorry if it seemed a little bit like, you know, mysterious. It's because it was. Right, no, on a serious note. So, as a lot of you will know, we lost our very good friend Stephen recently. He has impeccable timing, going literally like the week before we were all due to meet up. I'm very angry with him about him still. And obviously, not only did he leave behind a lot of people that, you know, loved him and were grieving for him, he left behind, you know, a home that he'd just moving into, and you know, his business, you know. His home is owned by his friend Emma, and Stephen was gonna like do it up, and it's gorgeous, like a place. It's called the Pepper Pot House, and it's pink, completely adorable. And so Emma, you know, she's having to do this work now, or, you know, get people in to do it and stuff. And there's a lot of Stephen's stuff there that she's like, I don't know what to do with it. So she was chatting with Lainey, and she asked Lainey, what do I do with all of this costume jewellery? And Lainey went, hold my beer. I'll be back. Anyway, so myself and Emma were put in touch and we had a chat and everything. And she was like, you know, what do I do? And I was like, I would be superbly proud and honoured to take possession of it, you know. I know he had plans and they're very similar to my plans, which is rather lovely. And so like we made arrangements. She's like, well, come down and see it and let me know what you think. And I was like, okay, I will obviously buy it off you. I'll be honest, this is the amount of money that I have. Are we in the right ballpark? And she's like, yes, as long as you're happy with it. It's like, right, okay, so we'll come down and see it. So bless, yesterday, me and my mate Nia, we drove all the way from Bridgend on the South Wales coast-ish to Felixstowe. And if you don't know where Felixstowe is, it's apparently like near Azerbaijan, you know? It's a really lovely place. And we made a bit of a day of it, you know. We stopped and, you know, had some food in a nice pub when we got to Felixstowe, and it was lovely and sunny, so we sat outside and, you know, like, and it was nice. And then we met up with Emma, who was like totally lovely. Had like a hug and a bit of a, you know, moment. And then she's like, let me show you the house then. I'm like, wow. And I mean, it's an amazing place. It's hexagonal, I mean, like, and pink with a conical roof. And like, that's the dream, man. You know, and it's just, there's beautiful things in there. And she's like, I don't know what to do with it all, you know. Some things she needs to move quick, and then some things, you know, she's like, oh, you know, that's more specialist and stuff. But yeah, and then the jewellery. And she just went, is this an intimidating amount? And I went, no, it's fine, it's fine. It's 20 years of Stephen's, you know, buying all this, selling some of it and keeping a lot of it. And she was like, really, you're not intimidated? I'm like, only inwardly. So yeah, we filled the car up, not kidding, filled the car up. And she's like, as long as you're happy. And I'm like, I think happy was, you know, I don't think that was said. I think it was just like, as long as you're okay with this. And it's like, we were fine. So many emotions. Like, it was exciting to see the house and to see the things that Stephen, you know, like chose, you know, and cared for and was fixing and things like that. And, you know, yeah, and we had a lovely chat about, you know, fab times and how great friends they were and their plans for the place. And, you know, obviously she's grieving, she's lost her best friend, and then has to deal with, you know, so much stuff. And yeah, but it was super lovely to meet her. And I, you know, we were both like, I really hope we can meet again. Like, it would be, you know, I was like, I'd love to come and visit again and, you know, see how it's going. And, you know, and Felixstowe's a nice area as well. It's really lovely. So that'll be the plan at some point. So me and Nia got back into the car, and then we drove off a little bit, and, you know, I texted Emma and stuff, and had a bit of a cry in the car because it was just very overwhelming. Just not the jewellery, not that. It was overwhelming, just the mix of emotions, like the excitement of seeing his place, the sadness of him not being there, the wonder of his, you know, awesome taste, the confusion at some of his taste, not gonna lie. But like, the humor in some of the, you know, the things that he bought, you know, that were there, and just, yeah, seeing that bit of him, and just, yeah, you know. So yeah, had a bit of a cry, and then got back, and Nia and my brother and I, we moved stuff in, and then I looked at it and went, oh, actually, I might be a little bit overwhelmed. Not at what it is, but at the quantity. Like I said, this is 20 years of someone, you know, yes, selling some, but stockpiling it. And stockpiling it because he had plans, and, you know, he was going to sort the house out, and he was like, right, and then like I can do like open house on some days, and then I can do like whatnot shows and stuff, because obviously I was going to help him with that. And now, yeah, everyone I've spoken to about this, they've all said what I felt in my heart, is that he would want me to have this, you know, to like carry on the mantle. And I feel super proud and blessed to have known him as a friend, and to be able to take on his absolutely fantastic and crazy legacy. I'm looking at it now because it's just on this other side of the room, and I'm just going like, yeah. So that's the story. And I obviously I have not had a chance to go through this. I've literally picked stuff off the top and gone like, oh, and then, oh, and then sat down with a little bag and gone, oh. My best friend Nia, she drove us down, and bless her, she's got work today, which, you know, I was like, call in sick. She never calls in sick. She's such a hard worker, bless her, but an amazing friend. And I was like, if I find some silver rings, you get like the pick of them. So I've found a little stash. So I'm thinking that's silver, although I can't see any marks. But she likes the blue opaly type look, so I think she'll like that one. And then there's this one with like fine leaves, and then that one, I think that might be labradorite, so I hope she likes them, and I hope they fit her. And then I found a little pendant as well, and then I think this might be silver, I'm not sure. Again, I can't see any marks. Might just be silver plate, but a little cat, because she's got a cat as well. So those will be my thank you. I filled her car up twice because, like I said, it's in Azerbaijan, Felixstowe, and so, you know, and then treated her to, you know, to lunch and everything. Oh, lunch was banging as well. We had like flatbread with like shawarma chicken and these corn on the cob things, and ooh, it was lush. But yeah, one more thing that I found, and I was like, I can see why Stephen picked this up, and so far it's like, you know, it's my sort of favourite things. 2 brooches. You can see why, and I can see why Stephen liked them, you know. I mean, he's probably, you know, looking at me going like, no, Lex, they're fucking awful. But I can see it. I can see his vision, and I think him and I agree on it as well. I think we do. Yeah. So I'm going to turn you around and show you Jewellery Mountain, basically. So this is it. You can't quite grasp with it all being in boxes and bags. Just, yeah. It's a little bit of jewellery. I've moved it in here this morning because it was like all the way down the hallway yesterday. And I was like, Mum's going to freak if she sees that. So I've moved it all in here, which is because I don't know where else to put it right now. And some of it is sorted, some of it is not. Some of it I could see where he was like going with the sorting of stuff. And then some of it is completely random. I mean, I know there's bangles over there, and then more bangles there. Calm down, Donna. And then there's like pearly bits there, and I think there's earrings in there, and then there's bags. I mean, some of it is labeled like fun jewellery and things like that, which of course it is amazing, you know. And yeah, and it's bonkers. And I sat on the floor in my hallway, just like surrounded by these bags yesterday, and I just kind of started shaking and crying, because it was, you know, more, again, emotions and more real, and, you know, again, the strange mixture of excited and overwhelmed by stuff, and like quantity, not the actual items itself. I can deal with them, I'm fine with the jewellery, but the amount and the legacy that is, you know, being passed on to me. And it, yeah, and also the, you know, low blood sugars as well. So yeah, I'm blessed by Stephen's legacy. I have said to Emma, like, if I find that, you know, a random Fabergé or a Cartier, I'll split it with her. But in all honesty, like that, you know, if there is something like that in there, you know, I'll let her know and go like, this is what I got for it, you know, have some more cash, like, because I'm not a meanie, and I wouldn't want to see Stephen's friend, you know, like go without as well. So yeah, but I can't imagine there being a stash of gold and diamonds and things like that in there. But if I do find any, then I'll be sure to share. So yeah, his legacy. I am in no way in any rush to move this on quickly, to, you know, sell it off in bulk. I mean, there will be some stuff that I will put into lots, obviously, as you've seen how I sort jewellery. Some things go into lots, some things are sold as like crafted things. Like I know there are some like brokeny and tarnished and things like that bits. So there will be broken lots. I'll do bundles of things and stuff. But on the whole, it took him 20 years to collect it. I'm planning on 20 years for me to sell it. Stephen's retirement fund becomes mine, and I am utterly astonished, grateful, saddened, but honoured and proud to take it on. So plan is for the rest of the day, not a lot. Cuddles with kitten, cook a chicken dinner, and wait for mum to come home. And plans for tomorrow, I know kitten, is to maybe get some of that into some kind of order. Don't worry, there will be videos coming and things. But like I said, I'm in no rush to sort it, no rush to sell it. Just, it'll happen when it happens. So yeah, from me and kitten for today. I shall see you later on in the week. Bye bye now. Bye bye.